Hey, what is up? My name is Rito, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you can actually get started selling in the UK. And I know that for the past couple of years all the headlines have been mostly around exiting the Brexit and whatnot, but I want to break it down for you so that you understand it in more simpler terms, that if you want to sell in the UK, then what should be your plan of action. Ready? Let's dive in. Alright, so as your business reaches a certain scale in the US, it is recommended to not only scale in terms of scaling your ad spend, but there are other ways to scale also. Just to give you an example, let's say you're selling just on Shopify. You want to scale to other platforms such as Amazon, Walmart, Sears, and start selling on those platforms and start getting some more sales. Let's say you have scaled on Facebook and now you want to scale on other ad platforms like Google, Pinterest, etc. And then when you've scaled, let's say in the US, and you want to start scaling even further, you want to target different geographies. And what are those geographies? Places like Canada, Australia, UK. In this video I'm going to talk about UK because that is something that I have been pursuing for the past few weeks. So I have gotten to learn a few things and I believe it's going to help you a little bit. Now, in the past, if you were drop shipping items to the UK, it was as simple as basically getting an order from the UK, giving that address, adding it onto AliExpress, and then the Chinese supplier would ship it directly to the UK customer. And many times what would happen, and this happens quite frequently in both Europe as well as UK, that the package gets held by customs and the customer has to then pay customs fee on top of what they paid you. It leads to a very deceptive kind of a pattern and something that doesn't go well with your brand if you want to keep selling regularly in a particular country. So if you want to actually scale and sell, say, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff a year, or maybe $1 million or more per year in a particular geography, for example UK, then you want to be positioned in a much better way rather than have complaints come in all year long, package is not coming, package impounded by customs, and I'm having to pay customs fee on top of what I paid you. All of that hassle is not required. So how do you legitimize your operations in the UK? So there are two ways of looking at it. Either find a UK based supplier who already has stock in the UK and then they ship directly to your customers, and that would be pure drop shipping. But the UK based supplier has to be based in the UK so that they can directly ship to your customers. The other option, the second option, is if you are selling stuff on your own. In that case, you're going to have to give a UK VAT number to your, say, Chinese supplier who's going to ship the products to UK, and then a 3PL warehouse is going to host those products in the UK and ship to customers as and when orders come on your Shopify store. Now, I've extensively explained the 3PL concept on this channel many times in the past. I'm not going to go through how a 3PL works, but it's basically third-party logistics, and they pack, store, and ship items for you, so it's completely outsourced. Now, how does that help you? Well, you don't have to be physically present in the UK. In fact, all the process that I'm following right now, I will never need to visit the UK, and I will have a proper channel set up so that I can do sales. Now, one thing to keep in mind is there's something called value added tax in not just UK but other European nations also. Now, the way VAT works is that, say your shipment is coming from China to the UK. So they're going to require two things from you. One is going to be an EORI number, which is a EORI number, and the other is a VAT number. And EORI and VAT are generally linked. Sometimes you can get away with one without the other also. Now, once your shipment is cleared via your VAT, if there is any import duty to be applied, it's going to be applied on your VAT number, and then the shipment gets cleared and sent to your 3PL warehouse. Now, the 3PL warehouse is going to host it for you, and the billing that they do, so for example, the charges that they do for packing and shipping and all the stuff, they are also going to charge you a VAT, which is about 20%. So they're going to charge you VAT on top of the actual amount. And when you get payments from your customers. So on your Shopify store, you have to set a VAT rate for UK also, which is again 20%. So let's say if somebody buys £100 worth of items from you, then you have to charge them a 20% VAT, and all of that can be like done automatically in Shopify. And when they get charged that £20 VAT, and then all through the quarters and year that you have accumulated all the VAT from customers, you then can subtract that from the VAT you have paid. So, for example, the VAT that you have paid to your 3PL company, the VAT that you have paid for imports and stuff, so you can subtract that, and the net VAT that comes out is what you have to pay to UK government, right? It is very similar to how a goods and service tax or a GST tax works in many other like countries around the world. And remember again, guys, it is not something you are paying from your pocket. It is a pass-through tax, right? So customers are paying the VAT and you are passing on that tax onto the government, and you just subtracting the tax that you have paid to your providers and your fulfillment agents and stuff. So when you combine all of that, then you have your net VAT that comes out, and you can either file quarterly or annually. Now when you are registering for VAT, then you're going to choose whether you want to file quarterly or annually. For most people, I recommend the annual option is easy to get through, but you just have to estimate how much you have to file. But even in the annual filing model, you still have to like pay quarterly. You have to estimate what you're going to make in the entire year and pay quarterly, and then the actual filing is going to happen towards the end of the year. Now, what are the services you can use? Well, here's the path that I recommend for you guys. If you have like a supplier in the UK, well, they're going to charge VAT from you, right? Because they are shipping goods. So they're going to charge 20%, and then you are also going to charge 20% from customers as VAT. So what I recommend is get in touch with that supplier, because I bet they are also working with other people who are, from the United States or other places. And the same thing applies to, say, if you're dealing with a 3PL company. The channel that I'm following through is that I went to my 3PL company, I signed a contract with them, they put me in touch with a service, and that service is basically helping me set up a VAT number inside the UK. And because all these things are interconnected, it really helps in completing the entire process smoothly. Now, because of COVID, delays are happening. It does take about 6 to 8 weeks to get your VAT number, and once you have that VAT number, you can actually then start selling in the UK. You can start importing stuff and start selling in UK. Now, another thing to keep in mind, and this is where a lot of confusion came in the first place. When I was doing my initial research, they told me that you need to have a UK company in order to sell in UK. So what they told me was, especially the services that were, that aid in creating companies, they're like, yeah, you need a UK company. Of course, they'll say that. But what you don't need a UK company. Like, I'm getting my VAT registered on the basis of my US company with that agent or service provider. They are the ones who are going to file the VAT for me. They are the ones who are going to take my, I'm going to give them a dump of all the transactions that happened in the UK in the particular quarter or year. They're going to take that, give me an estimate of the VAT that needs to be deposited. I'll deposit it, and that's pretty much it. So there is a way in which you don't have to like explicitly register for a UK company. You can get away without that also. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. If this was, then don't forget to comment below and hit that like button. I will see you next time.